Hello everybody, today we're going to be looking at Diaspora, a hard science fiction role-playing with fate. A wonderful little crew here. So yeah, this was something I saw that came out quite a few years ago, and I thought that this might be able to help me understand fate a little bit better and how character creation and everything works. And overall, I did like it. I think they did a good job at making a very grounded version of Fate, with different ships, different maps, different ways of doing social combat, which I think is interesting. I like a lot of the ideas in this book, and how different military works or combat, or where's that? All these really, I feel like, very well thought out mechanics. It would have been nice if there was more art in it, but again, I think mechanically this is just a really cool game. So when you're beginning, you roll some dice and you put down a few systems, and from those dice it tells you how these systems are connected. So for example, you can't just go from A to F. That's pretty difficult, so you have to figure out, okay, what's the fastest way to get to F? Is it to go to D, then E, then F, or is it better to go to B, C, and then F? So you have all these nice little options here to add a little character to your traveling. Another thing that they have involved here is, again, they say hard sci-fi. So a lot of the ships, for example, there's a real issue in space. Once you get into deep space, what do you do about the heat that's generated? Because in the vacuum of space, there's no way to dissipate the heat. So, this entire ship, it could just be like, this little bit could be where you live, and this huge structure is used just to help dissipate heat from cooking everyone alive at some point. So I found that kind of interesting, and how solar winds remove the heat from a lot of the spacecraft that we have, and all these other strange things that happen whenever you're doing huge distance of things. Another thing that's like what is this? The other little fiction in a sense. Each little planetary system has like a warp on either the northern or southern pole of a solar system, and so that's like how you get around space, so that you're not just traveling for millennia trying to get to another space colony or something like that. So overall, this was a pretty cool game. I thought that they did a good job at making the Fate rules make more sense to me. This is definitely way before the modern version of Fate was out, so it kind of helped in the early days of Fate. I've never really been able to run this just because my players, I don't think, would enjoy a hard sci-fi game, but it could be pretty interesting, especially if you're into like Traveler and stuff like that. So yeah, Diaspora, if you ever get a chance, if it looks interesting, you'll probably like it. But again, I feel like more modern Fate stuff kind of does what this does, but there's a lot of ideas and thoughts that I think work very well. So yeah, Diaspora.